because Calvin was involved in the weirdest plays in NFL history.
Okay, I'm fine with that, but Joe, like, you just don't say that. Like, if I'm working at McDonald's, when I walk into work, I don't want someone to be like, "Hey, you remember, man, that Calvin guy that flipped burgers last year? You're almost as good as him." Because I'm flipping burgers great that day. All right, you just don't do that right before work. All right, you don't give people fuel right before work.
But what if you're in a burger making competition,
okay.
right?
Burger competition.
You're the manager of a Burger King. You used to be the general manager of a McDonald's, and you had one of the greatest burger makers of all time working under you at McDonald's, and now you're at this burger making competition, and you hear about this like hot new burger maker, and you go up and you talk about the burger maker that you coached, and you're like, you know what, I coached a pretty good burger maker back in the day, and I know a lot of people are comparing you to that burger maker, but you're not the burger maker my burger maker was yet.
I can't believe how we're talking about burger makers, but this is it, you know, and you're right, you know, oh my God. So
and like,
funny.
I get DK's production. I get his feats of athleticism. I understand what a great guy he is.
Yeah, I need to get rid of that his pacifier as his thing. That I'm sorry, man. Let's
further. We need more 90s rave aesthetic on NFL sidelines. We don't have the pink for breast cancer awareness anymore. Let's bring in a little bit of the rave culture. Imagine Aqib Talib. He steps out of the booth. He's on the sidelines, and then he snatches someone's candy chain.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. They gotta stop the game for Ed Hockley to pick up Smarties on the field.
He's gonna have someone hired for that. That's above Ed's pay. All right.
Yeah, but you know, DK, I kind of have an issue because, like,
why? What are you talking about?
Well, there's two types of wide receivers, right?
Okay.
There's guys like DK who have amazing production. They take the top off the defense, but they don't really establish the context of an offense, right? They're an accessory to an already wonderful offense that's based around the talents of Russell Wilson.
Okay, I'm there with you.
And I was thinking about this yesterday and the dialogue about DK, and is he the best receiver from Mississippi drafted last year?
From Mississippi last year? Well, no, but I still don't see why this is an issue. Like, we're looking at this 6'4" man and being like, oh, you can do more than just run down the field. Let's give him that credit. Okay?
But I mean, love to Calvin Johnson. I enjoyed the Calvin Johnson era, 2014 Lions, best team in my lifetime. But when you build around a receiver like that, there are these guys, these Hines Ward, these AJ Brown types, and those are the type of receivers that I think should be celebrated and emulated. And I get this hype around DK, but I see a guy like AJ Brown and like his physicality at his position, it changes the way the Tennessee Titans play offense. Like, they wear down teams.
That's the same with DK though.
But
if you're saying DK takes the top off defenses, he also I don't see, like, yes, AJ Brown, they're both like the type physical receiver. Like, they're a physical receiver. Yes, little AJ plays a little bit between the lines a little bit more, but I don't know. DK, he kind of changes the game a little bit for you.
He does kind of change the game, and he's a wonderful player, but you know, I think there are more dimensions to receiver play, and it's really just a byproduct of how good the receiver position is right now, that you can look at a guy like DK putting up this resume and like, there's like 15 guys of his ability level right now just entering the league. And it is kind of cool to see, like, yeah, DK is an amazing physical presence. He does so much for his team, but there's just a level of nuance that's coming to the position from these young guys across the league. And I think that warrants the same level of celebration.
Sure. Okay, so let's just say, I know we haven't seen a lot of NFL tape from Chase Claypool, but let's say DK Metcalf versus Chase. Who you taking?
See, I have those in the same category.
Okay.
I think before you do these comparisons, you got to group people by type, which is why I don't compare LeBron to Michael Jordan. I compare.
No, that's why I'm playing Chase to DK. They're pretty much the same player. Like, who are you gonna get?
Yeah, I'll take DK there, of course.
Okay, so that shows like yes, we see a little bit more, but this guy, the way he runs routes, like it's very impressive. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, it's very good, and he also has those amazing feats of athleticism, like running down Buda Baker, I think it was in the Arizona game.
Yeah.
But he also has there's drops. He gets hit in the head with the football because he doesn't track the ball. And when you are,
he's in rave culture, all right.
I forgot about. Yeah, it is hard to track the ball when you're on ecstasy. That affects the life very much. Now he's going to go get tested. He's getting the Will Fuller treatment as we speak. Shouldn't Will Fuller get a pass on his suspension? Speaking of controversial,
what?
Well, if you're going to be just maligned for being injury prone your entire career, I'm not going to be too upset that this guy's cheating. That just means he's listening.
Like he wants to actually have a full season, guys. Can we at least give it to him? I'm always down for Will Fuller to actually have a full season, but you're an idiot.
Yeah, one way or another, Will Fuller will only play 10 games in a season.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I'm a 10-second car, as if you say in the Fast and the Furious franchise.
Yeah, Roger Goodell got a memo in his New York office. It's just like, oh, Will Fuller's playing his 11th game. It seems suspicious.
Shut it down.
Shut it down. Bring in the test. And so it's weird. We've had these weird backdoor covers in the NFL Monday and I guess Wednesday afternoon games. And I was on the right side of the Philadelphia one.
That for that we're going in fourth down. Oh my God.
Someone lost millions of dollars on that 2-point conversion.
I think I saw something like that. That's dumb. I'm so sorry that they're probably eating Wendy's today.
Yeah, I mean, but Wendy's, they have a lot of good products. They got
the new chicken sandwich. It seems amazing. I love that.
Yeah, we got to stop doing ad reads for products that don't endorse us. Don't go this far. But just going from backdoor cover to backdoor cover, I just feel like I'm chugging milk and orange juice.
I did that when I was a kid. I tried that and I puked all over the place.
Yeah, that's where I got it from. It's like, oh, this Eagles thing's nice. Like that kind of cover is just like you can't help but laugh at that.
Yeah.
And then I'm around the apartment yesterday. I'm throwing out a little bit on the Champions League, which I don't know if you're working from home these days, but Champions League during the daytime is top notch.
I'll just watch Kelly and Ryan. I'm okay. I have my duties.
Kelly and Ryan. Who are Kelly and Ryan?
Kelly Ripa. Look, what are you talking about?
Was she the lady with Regis?
Yes.
Okay.
Why is this so hard for you?
I just don't follow daytime television culture. So
oh my God, I am all about that daytime culture.
What goes on in the daytime? On the daytime, I watch Sports to Watch from Armenia. There's a team called Midgetland. It's like MIDJITYLAND. That is the pronunciation. And I do have a new rule. I will only bet on a team if I can tell what country they're from.
Well, I think that's smart. Or you could just not bet at all. How about that?
Ryan. Brian.
Oh, yeah. And we got someone in the chat. I call BS. He knows who Kelly and Ryan is. I thought the same thing. I was very upset about that. Like, how dare you? You don't know who Ryan Seacrest is? Like, I don't need to say Seacrest. All right, it's Ryan.
Maybe Kelly Kapowski is hosting a show with Ryan Stiles. That seems like something that
look at you stretching. Look at you stretching. You are stretching.
Can I say this? Can I say this? Listen to me closely,
Okay, I'm listening.
Guilty. Guilty. You call me out on it. You call my bluff in. I was right here.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad someone said. I felt it felt rude. It felt like how dare you?
Yeah,
you know who's on at 9 a.m. Okay?
I know who's on at 9. The secret is out here on the walk on. We are getting wild today, but that makes sense because it is a Tuesday, and you know what? At the Props Network, we don't.
It's a Wednesday.
What kind of Wednesday is it?
Wild Wednesday.
Oh no, it's a wild Wednesday. How about that? Out here in my kitchen, maybe I can turn on my stove. We'll really turn it up a notch.
Oh yeah, let's not do that. Can you not turn on your stove while you're podcasting, please? This would be appreciated. Please don't. Please. I saw you turn the knob. I saw you turn the knobs, Joel. Turn the oven off.
No, the knob is still on.
Like, what are you doing? Why are you preheating? You got nothing to preheat. The show's already heated, baby. Let's go.
Okay. And this is the kind of broadcasting you get at thepropsnetwork.com. And we want to remind you not to make a bet or open a new online sports account before you visit thepropsnetwork.com. Thepropsnetwork.com is where great bets get started. That's where the Alex Caruso Finals MVP bet originated. And why is that? Because the Props Network has everything bettors need to make better bets and win more on them. The Props Network, they feature exclusive signing bonuses from all the big boys, the best legal betting sites like DraftKings Sportsbook, PointsBet, and BetMGM, official sportsbook of Daryl Bevel's Detroit Lions. Plus, you might learn about a new sportsbook in your state like Unibet, Borgata, or Bet Rivers. You can get free bets or bonus bankroll from all of them at thepropsnetwork.com. And the Props Network, well, they also got you covered with live odds comparison for every NFL, NBA, NHL, and college football game this season, so you can shop around for your bets and lock in the best possible lines and payouts. So before you bet, go to http://www.thepropsnetwork.com. Must be 21 or older to bet online. If you or someone you know have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER today. They really were testing me with that ad read, right? That was a long one, and they were like, yeah, let's see if he's been doing cardio.
No, you did good.
Yeah, I did great. Well, we know it is Wednesday, and we know that we get joined by someone on Wednesdays. A little fella we like to call the roast ghost, the champion supreme, Eli Sairs. Eli, you around?
Hello.
Oh, what's looking up? Good, Eli. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. Y'all are also looking very beautiful.
Hold on.
Oh, Brian's got to fix something, and I just want to.
What happened? What did Brian do?
I don't know. They're all strange. Hold on.
Well, I do want to set the stage for Eli. He is fresh off our best Wild Wednesday performance to date. We picked 6 wagers. We went 5-1 on them. One of them, it's kind of embarrassing when an amazing finish happens and you already turn the game off. That happened to me with Oregon Ducks.
That was a great game.
I know. I watched the entire game, but with Oregon getting the ball back with 2 minutes left, I figured it was over, and then I turned it off. What happened there?
That was you're talking about the Oregon State on Friday?
Like I even tried to find the clips of it, but everything on Twitter was just crying people in Corvallis.
It was wild, man. They went down and they drove, and they got to like 4th and 1, or like they got to their 1 yard line basically. They're going to score, and then Tristan Gebbia did score, but they couldn't prove it. It was kind of a bad call. And I think it was on 3rd and goal when that happened. So they kind of got fucked over basically, or it might have been 2nd and goal. And then on 3rd and goal, they tried to do quarterback sneak, and he got hurt and had to get taken out of the game. And then the backup had to come in, never started a game or anything, on 4th and goal with like a handful of seconds left or whatever. And he got the quarterback sneak in and won it. It was pretty fucking crazy. It was awesome.
That's amazing, and it's nice, because that's going to be the highlight of Oregon State's season, and it kind of sets the table for a monster USC run in the Pac-12. So
yeah, kind of. I like Oregon State. I like the Beavers.
Yeah, I like the Beavers a lot. Oregon State, when we were growing up, they were a cooler program. They were on the cover of Sports Illustrated, and they were about to be the next big thing with Ontario Smith running the show, but they went the way of the Whizzinator the past few decades.
Yeah, they've been bad for a while. So it's nice that this season isn't completely atrocious.
No, and it's a good win, and it's nice to get that sort of Black Friday win with the national spotlight on you. That's the sort of thing that can really help a program moving forward.
Friday, what else was up? Friday was a good slew of games. Like we predicted, we thought they would be, but they actually all kind of lived up to it. Like they were all good. What else was Friday? I forget.
Well, Friday.
Notre Dame. Yeah.
Notre Dame was Friday. They took care of business just like we thought they were. I believe you actually also Texas, Iowa State was on there, and I think you flipped your pick because we recorded on Monday, but when I saw you Thursday, you went the other way and told me to take Iowa State.
I think I said Iowa State initially on when we recorded, and y'all kind of disagreed enough that I was kind of like, okay, I think Iowa State, but maybe don't bet on it. But then I got more confident again.
Yeah, and once I knew Matt Patricia was going to be fired, I couldn't help but look at Matt Campbell.
I like him.
Yeah, he's amazing. I am sold. I love that guy.
He did great things at Toledo, and I love any and all things Mac. So,
yeah. And I remember Matt Campbell because he used to play at Mountain Union, and it was like a big Ohio D3 powerhouse. Like they just won all the time, and that team over those span of I think he from 2000 1999 2002 from that 2000 to 2010 they just went on a tear. They are to have that type of spirit, you're going to get a good coach out of that.
Yeah, I like him. He's done good things at Iowa State these few years too, and he's a young guy too. Yeah, I'm pretty high on Matt Campbell. I think I'd maybe like to see him. I guess if I had one knock, I think the offense is a little standard. I guess, but I mean, again, the results are good. I'd like to see him get a little more aggressive at times. A little more interesting, but he's rock solid and a good coach, and I'm interested to see. He should get hired away somewhere pretty soon, probably. I don't know.
You can't really tell from the Carolina Panthers, but I think around the NFL, people are really impressed with Matt Rule, and if there's any search for a Matt Rule type, Matt Campbell's going to be the beneficiary of that same attention. It's but
can we let Campbell have some fun in college a little bit? Let him
I don't know. Yeah, I would never leave college if I was one of these motherfuckers, man. It's
let him move to another adjunct after Iowa State. Then I'm cool with the move. But I don't want to get my Ohio boy all messed up in the NFL, and then he's just out of the league. I don't want that.
But you don't think that's a significant enough achievement? Think about the Big 12. You got Texas, you got Oklahoma. Where's Iowa State's budget for their football team as opposed to the other programs?
Oh yeah, no, they use Burger King coupons to get
you don't better than even say burger on the. You know what happens.
It was in the pool. But yeah, no, I totally get that. But that's how you can shock the world, though. You get these recruits, then that's how you get better recruits.
You want him to just build kind of like a little dynasty at Iowa State?
Yes.
I wouldn't blame anyone for that. I don't like the NFL, so I want people to go to the NFL if they want it, because I think people should choose what is best for them. But I'll be happy if any of these talented motherfuckers stay in college football, because then I'm going to watch them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, having a young upstart, as someone who's kind of adopted college football later in life, I don't think there's a team that I naturally root for in the Big 12. Oklahoma and Texas, they don't really move the needle for me. Oklahoma State, I guess I had Barry Sanders, so that's okay. But
yeah,
this program's really caught my eye, and it's made me pay attention to the Big 12 in a down year, which good for him.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope he wins. It looks like it's going to be him in Oklahoma, and I don't know. I hope they win the Big 12 title. That'd be awesome. They got a real good chance of it.
Yeah, well, we have a great slate of games coming up this week, but before we do have a segment that we do every week. Some people love it. Our boss does not. We have the roast of the week this week in honor of the person who is leading the Tigers against your Crimson Tide. We are roasting. I guess we're actually going to make history. We'll be the first people to make fun of Ed Orgeron on the internet. So props to us.
Props network to us.
Yeah.
I will preface this with I fucking love Ed Orgeron. I think he's great. I want him to always be a presence in college football. I want to hear his voice and see his lovely, stupid, fat face. I love him. I think he's awesome.
Yeah, and when I think
it's a cute, stupid face, okay?
I respect the Orgeron legacy. He is easily the best coach in the history of the USC program. You heard it here first, folks.
Okay, all right.
So let's get started with the Ed jokes. You want to kick off or receive?
That wasn't one?
No. I mean, he did go from a USC head coach to like a Big 5 positional coach, and usually that's only on a resume if you're Lane Kiffin caught cheating.
I like Lane though. Let me see what all I have for.
LSU does have a lot of players sitting out, and like Ed understands what it's like to sit out. He experiences that every time his family visits a restaurant without a freight entrance.
I like that. I wrote he looks like he has never stopped holding his breath.
They won the national championship last year. It's the first ring he's ever gotten that wasn't first beer battered. The only one, so he could get served food at the White House.
He looks like he looks like he got stung by bees trying to steal their honey.
He's the reason Adam Sandler retracted his apology for Waterboy's portrayal of Cajuns.
I wrote he looks like a cartoon bulldog in a Foghorn Leghorn cartoon.
Oh my god.
He was awarded 6 National Coach of the Year awards last year, which just goes to show how badly people want to see him give a speech.
People love him in New Orleans because he always looks like he just drank all the flood water.
He is actually known for having a cameo in a Sandra Bullock film. That's right, folks. He played the bus in Speed.
Let's see, what else do I have here? He looks like a snowman. Makes sense. He looks like a snowman because he's only going to last one season.
He's known for having a cameo in a Sandra Bullock film. That's right, folks. He played the son in Gravity.
He's so fat he had his own gravitational pull. Gravity was about his gravitational. I'm sorry. I shouldn't make any more. No more fat jokes.
No more for Ed.
And as a coach, he's very well rounded. So,
and I will leave this one last thing about Ed to show that I respect him. He's known for actually having a small role in a Sandra Bullock film. He played the large body of water the houseboat floated on in Hope Floats.
Nice.
Okay, so we have...
Wait, are you sure? Okay, are you sure we don't want another one?
We're good.
Okay, never mind then. Never mind.
Lay it off, stud.
Huh? We're good.
Lay it on me, stud.
Oh, okay.
God.
Well, he's stupid. I wrote he needs his playbook to be audio. Only way he'll win again is if he becomes the coach of the Bengals. I'll preface this. I'm from the South, and I love the South. I'm from the South. It's Cajun country. Cajun nonviolent offenders. Sorry, Sam. All right, now let's go.
That was Eli's one more joke. Four more.
So
Sorry, Sam. Love you.
Speaking of controversy, the first playoff rankings came out. We see, and which, I'm so proud of playoff rankings and their family. So we have Alabama, Notre Dame, Clemson, Ohio State with A&M, Florida, Cincy knocking at the door. Any surprises here, Eli?
No, not really at all.
Yeah, I think it's about chalk here. It's kind of seeming like they're going to be open to Texas A&M crashing the party, which could be a lot of fun.
I think it'll be fun. I like Texas A&M. I think that Notre Dame, I've kind of caught mixed feelings on them. I think that most years they get touted up and it's kind of fraudulent. This is the year that they're the most worth kind of hyping up. Like this is the best they've been in the midst of it, but I still do think that they're not the number 2 team. I still think they probably shouldn't. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But when they play Clemson, one of them will probably get knocked out. So
yeah, that's the betting opportunity of the year, unless Clemson wins. And then we get, if Clemson wins and Notre Dame stays in that 4th spot, that is Christmas to me, because I'll not only get to back Clemson against Notre Dame in the rematch, I will get to back Alabama versus Notre Dame in a line that's probably going to be not high enough.
Yeah, I would love it if that is how it shook out and we ended up playing Notre Dame first. I'm worried about Florida though. I'm not super convinced that we're going to beat Florida in the what will likely be the SEC championship.
Yeah,
that's going to be a slobber knocker.
So let's go right to the SEC in this week's slate of games. There's one thing that out of everything on the board this week, there's a couple lines that really jumped out at me. And Texas A&M, we've seen their track record. They're at Auburn, and they're favored by less than a touchdown, 6.5 points here. Is this a sucker bet?
That shit's just because it's in Auburn and there's all kind of weird ass voodoo shit, and Gus is going to be his same cheap ass weird self. I think Texas A&M will cover that personally. I think Auburn is garbage.
Yeah, and Texas A&M, I mean, they struggled out of the gate. They do have a win against Florida under their belt already.
Mm-hmm.
So their strengths, a schedule is phenomenal. They just couldn't compete with Alabama.
Only loss is Alabama, yeah.
Yeah, and they struggled the week before that against Vanderbilt. So they went from Vandy to Alabama, which is a hard thing for a college football team to do.
Yeah.
So you don't think there's something that doesn't meet the eye there? You think it's good? We can back Texas A&M, no problem.
I think so. You just can never, you never know what kind of like evil Weasley slimy shit Auburn is going to do. They have the devil on their side, so whatever if the devil's up to some hijinks, some shit could happen. But
the devil loves to play on Saturday.
I think that Texas A&M is going to cover that spread.
Yeah, I love Eli because he makes all these crazy jokes, but then he just very matter-of-factly, and you could tell he believes it. He's just like, yeah, the devil is on Auburn's side.
Oh yeah, very very Harry Potter-ish.
Bo Nix needs a refund for that soul he sold because he cannot quarterback.
Well, isn't Bo Jackson's hip the kind of thing you would expect in like a wishing upon a monkey's paw sort of scenario?
Oh man,
yeah, you gotta. When you have a monkey paw, you gotta.
I think Bo Jackson's hip.
Hey, Jeff Perlman, his next book's going to be about Bo Jackson. I just finished Sweetness. It was great. One of the greats talking about one of the greats. That's going to be an awesome book. So we'll back Texas A&M there. Auburn, yeah. I hated the way their offense looked. They seemed to be very undisciplined in all phases of the game last Saturday.
Yeah.
Granted, they were playing Alabama, and I turned the game off in the third quarter, but did not look good for the Auburn Tigers.
No, they didn't really put up any kind of fight, and honestly, it's like Bama's defense is not amazing. You know, they're better. They're getting better, and like no defenses really are amazing this year, I guess. But there's no real excuse. Yeah, I think Auburn. You can't just be like, oh, that Alabama defense. You can't say that anymore. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But you kind of can just because defense is down so much across the board. I mean, Georgia, Alabama, who else comes to mind for a great defense?
Well, Georgia does, but Bama doesn't. Like, I again, no disrespect. I love Bama, favorite team of anything of all time. I don't think that they're I don't think that they're a defensive powerhouse this year at all. I think they're an offensive powerhouse. I think they probably have the best offense in football right now.
Yeah, so that'll be great. We'll get to so do you want to just go right to Alabama, LSU? This is like there's some crazy lines out here. Alabama 29.5-point favorites versus LSU, and is it in the swamp?
I think it is, yeah. And I don't it's just so big, and I as a rule rarely recommend people take these Alabama giant spread bets, honestly. Because like they are good enough to do that. They should do that. If they went out there and decided to do that, they will do that. But again, like I've said before, I think he's gonna put the backups in. There's gonna be some shit scored in garbage time probably. There's just no guarantee they're about to win by 30. You know, they should, and they're better. They should win by like 40, but it might be some shit where they win by like 24 or something. You know.
Yeah, and I know LSU. They've had every bad break a program can have. It's very similar to Joe Burrow in that regard, but they've gotten better as the course of over the course of the season, and there's no reason for them to have a Vanderbilt or Kentucky line against Alabama.
Right.
Like if it's over 21, I'm probably going to be on LSU here because
it
just tells me to.
Yeah.
It's SEC powers, and like teams who get better over the course of the season, it's like LSU where they are incorporating a lot of new pieces early in the season.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Bama wins that by 21.
Yeah, I think that's kind of fair, to be honest.
And these aren't even the craziest lines. This is by far the craziest one. Indiana's at Wisconsin. Wisconsin 14.5-point favorites. What do they know?
Oh, it's because Penix is out.
Penix is out?
He tore his ACL. He's done for the year.
No.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was just exposed as a fraud worse than that Kelly and Ryan thing.
Yeah, it sucks. I feel really bad for him.
Oh, no. And he is like the heart of that team. There is a chance that Indiana was going to win by default. So never mind. I apologize to the listeners for not knowing that one. That's on me. 14.5. I guess we go the other way then.
Yeah. Yeah, probably. But again, Wisconsin, man, they're weird. They shit the bed the other week, though. Only scored 7 points.
Yeah.
So it might just be a tricky one all around with Penix out and Wisconsin unpredictable.
Yeah, and it's just like the Big Ten is the opposite of the SEC. Every team in the conference is getting better as the season goes along. That is not the case in the Big Ten.
They're in crumbles. It's a sad state of affairs.
Yeah, and I guess Wisconsin. So what happens with the Big Ten the rest of the year? Did we sleep on?
I don't know.
Iowa.
Sleep on Iowa? Oh, I called Iowa to win the West right off the bat, and then they dropped their first 2 games, and I was like, well, I'm an idiot. But now they are kind of like looking pretty solid again. Yeah, I don't know. And then Ohio State might not have enough games to. I don't know, man. It's all. I wish the Big Ten had started earlier because they don't really have time to do the makeup games.
I know it looks. It's
I feel like they could if they wanted.
They could, but you're gonna bend the rules or whatever rules that you need to create. But it's just so sad that they started so late and expecting to go without a hitch.
Yeah, I kind of hope that Fields. I mean, I want Justin Fields to do whatever's best for him, obviously, but. I feel like he kind of got like as pleasantly surprised I am that Mac Jones turned out to be as talented as he is. I think Justin Fields kind of like his Heisman campaign got all fucked up with the cancellations and all that. I'd kind of like to see him come back another year and win the Heisman and
Yeah, when I saw that the Ohio State was so high up there with only 4 wins, I'm like, oh, this is for Justin Fields, like to put him in that slot because
Ohio State is really good.
Other teams have been played more, like double the games.
Yeah, true. But Ohio State would probably beat most of them.
Most likely.
And the laundry matters. We've seen this program dominate this conference year in, year out.
Yes.
It's not like they've handled their business. They've been affected by other programs' ineptitude, which is why I'm encouraging the University of Michigan program to go on spring break, visit the Ozarks pool. You have the power to take the Big Ten championship away from Ohio State by not getting a vaccine.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
In Ohio State, they're playing Michigan State this weekend. Michigan State so Black Friday, we got all the results we needed for things to go chalk. Everything that could be chaotic in the Big Ten is happening.
Yeah,
Northwestern goes.
Oh, Northwestern!
I couldn't believe that.
Wild. It's wild. I love the season. This is the best season. It's fucking wild, man. It ain't for the timid of heart this season.
Yeah, and it's so weird so we're just gonna go against Michigan every other week. They're good. Every other week they're terrible. They're the most bipolar program in the Big Five right now. Power Five. I'm sleepy. Okay, so yeah. A lot of crazy results. So
I thought you were just dissing everyone else in the Big Ten, like saying there's only 5 good teams.
I mean, there's maybe 1.5 good teams in the Big Ten.
Oh, Rutgers beat Purdue, right?
Yeah, Rutgers is on the board.
Love this season.
Yeah, so I guess Wisconsin or Iowa are going to be trying to get back into relevance. They're in the driver's seat to challenge Ohio State if you are legally allowed to challenge Ohio State. What a world. Okay, so next up we got a good Big 12 matchup. The rebuilding Baylor program, they are 22-point dogs against Oklahoma. Are the Sooners going to run it up this time?
I think they're going to run it up any chance they get. I think that those first 2 those 2 losses are still gnawing away at Lincoln Riley, I'm sure, as you know. So maybe it's a good thing these tearing up. I would like to see what Dave Aranda will be able to do over there at Baylor. This ain't the season, and that's to be expected. Yeah, I think they're going to get beat pretty handily. So they're going to be. So is this one 22.5? You like that number? God, I don't know. 20. It's high. Probably. What do you think? I think I kind of lean towards Like I think they might. I will say this. I'm not super confident in that one. It's a little higher than I'd like. I wish it was like a 17-point spread or something. Yeah, and like I would do it, but there's actually a lot of I like on the slate this week. So a lot of favorites. Yeah, so, there are more surefire ones to pick than this one. Yeah, and like in that same conference, we see
Oklahoma needs to win this one though.
Yeah, they do
like
need
outright. Like
That's what I'm saying. Oklahoma, it matters for Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what would you rather bet on? Oklahoma 22.5-point favorites against Baylor, which, they're rebuilding, but they're still very well funded and the level of recruits are going to be pretty talented. Or you have Oklahoma State as 2.5-point favorites against TCU.
Yeah, that one is better than that one is better. Yeah.
Yeah. Take me that one, Joel.
Yes,
Give me that one. Give me that bet.
You can talk yourself into like a lot of these, like, Oklahoma's a big favorite, but like Oklahoma State -2.5. I don't understand why the line is where it is on that one.
That's a weird one. I don't really get that either. I think Oklahoma State's good. I don't really like, again, my only knock on them, I don't really like Gundy as a coach, but I think that they're a really good team. And I think that they're going to be, I would take that. I would take that bet.
Yeah, absolutely. That you can book. And again, we'll go back
to TCU. Have they fixed their O-line at all? Like what? I don't know what they're seeing then. All right, whatever. I don't know.
And TCU, like, they're not even the best Big 12 team that wears purple this season. Like,
they're just scrap. TCU is just scrappy, and that's why the Vegas like, I don't know what they do. They're so weird.
I don't dislike them. I just don't think that they're gonna beat Oklahoma State. That's all.
And they have no quality wins. They played Iowa State close, but then they got blown out by West Virginia. So
I'd fucking love it if Oklahoma lost and Oklahoma State won. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, bring us that chaos, baby. Make it a wild Wednesday.
Make it a wild Wednesday.
And then we'll go back to the Iowa train. How about Iowa versus Illinois? I think they're getting 12.5-point as the favorite.
12.5 over Illinois?
Yeah, 12.5 over Illinois. And I do kind of think that early loss to Northwestern just changed the way people view the Hawkeyes program. It's like, oh, you lost to Northwestern. You're terrible. But Northwestern's pretty good.
Northwestern's good this year. Yeah.
And like this is the highest people will be on Illinois. Illinois has been really fun to watch. It's kind of cool to see Lovie Smith become the college coach in the state. He was a pretty good NFL coach. That's a fun storyline.
No, it's cool. And, he got them to their, first bowl game in forever last year. And, hopefully will this year. Are you taking that? You like that 12.5?
Yeah, I like Iowa here. I like Iowa a lot.
I think so. I like that. Yeah.
This is going to
be This is just a big week for a lot of to prove it teams. All those little bottom barrels to try to see if we can get a little bit better, see if we can get some more money.
Put up or shut up. Yeah, it's put up or shut up week.
Yeah.
No more, okay, we'll get better as the season goes on. It's like you're good now or you're not.
Yeah.
And I think Iowa is good. They have some issues, but I think Ferentz is ultimately a solid coach, and I like Spencer, so yeah.
Yeah, so if you were to do like a big money line play this week, maybe there is something to combining like Wisconsin and Iowa. I think that could be really nice. Mm-hmm. Maybe even a tease situation, but those seem like pretty slam dunk outcomes to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and this might be a week where I just play fast and lose, very dangerous.
Ooh, like Vin Diesel from The Fast and the Furious, huh?
Well, I mean, there are good opportunities. Like, if you're really going to nut up, if you want to take like...
No, I'll shut up.
Okay, so when Clemson is a 22.5-point favorite, they're going to win, right?
Yeah.
That money line is like -1480. You bet $1,500 to win $100. Believe me, I've been on the wrong side of those. But if it's like a 14-point favorite, you equally know they're going to win the game, and then it's only like -480. So if you bind together like Wisconsin or USC, that's pretty good value there. You could do like bet 200 to win 100. Mm-hmm. I think that's a great play this week.
Yeah, play it. Play it up.
And let's get to USC. USC, they are gelling. They are on a roll. They're getting better as the year goes on. They are 13.5-point favorites at home versus Washington State. In this game, I'm going to bet it. What time do you think this game is, Eli?
Washington State. So West Coast, is it 11? Is it one of these crazy ass 11 a.m. games? Time?
No, USC. They've got they're the narcoleptic college football program.
Yeah. Or is it 10:30?
It is 9:00 on Sunday.
9:00 p.m. on Sunday.
Yeah, going head to head with Sunday
Ooh.
Night Football. You can have the 2-screen experience. That's going to be friggin' awesome.
Holy shit! What's the NFL game?
It's Chiefs Broncos, so you'll be able to see.
That's a good flip. That's a good keep flipping over.
I'll flip over to see some Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah.
Other than that, it's going to be all USC that night, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I love you, Eli. You're the fucking man. And okay, so Maryland, Michigan, axed. Florida minus 16.5 at Tennessee. Easy Florida game, right?
Yeah,
easy.
Yeah, they're gonna
easy.
crush Tennessee, dude. Fuck Tennessee. That's weird, dude. Because Tennessee's a mystery to me a little bit. Because I think Pruitt is a good coach. I think they have some good pieces. They're just not like on defense. They have, I don't know if I'm saying his name right, Henry Toto. I think he's a really good, really talented linebacker. I think Garantano's. I think he's a decent quarterback. I don't know what's going on there, but they're just garbage. Like they should probably just be like mediocre, and they're just trash for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like they came out of the season like they're like the opposite of Iowa because they kind of showed us a lot early on, and they've just fallen off the course of the planet.
Yeah.
I mean, our sources who go to college in Tennessee say short the programs, but you know, it's sad to see a former power kind of in the dregs here.
I'm enjoying seeing them fall.
Yeah, so we have Maryland at Michigan canceled.
It got canceled. Michigan just forfeited.
Yeah, they said
it's not even COVID. Michigan just quit. There's like
no. We wanted to blame it on COVID, but we're like, no, we're legit. We're bad. We don't want to play.
Sorry,
Maryland. I would not like Maryland could beat Michigan this year.
I know. I think that's why they canceled it.
It's wild, man. It's wild. I love it.
And that's the game being canceled. That's why I'm wearing the Michigan hat today. It's like, oh, we got our biggest win of the year. So yeah, that one's off the board. But Vandy's still going to Georgia. Well, what'd you think of Sarah Fuller?
What do you mean? I'm glad I think it's cool that it happened. I don't know.
Yeah, will she get the
Vanderbilt to be good?
Kick a field goal in this game? That's all we want.
I hope that she gets an opportunity to show off some because she didn't really get it. Yeah, she didn't get even a field goal chance, right?
No, she was able to kick off once, I believe.
That'd be sick, dude. I think it'd be awesome if she went in there and racked up some field goals.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Georgia, there's a new internet famous kicker in town. Rodrigo is gone. His spectacles are but a memory. This is SEC. It's Sarah's conference now.
Hell yeah.
We're all over that. We love her. That's the props network guarantee.
I like her.
Sarah Chronicles.
What's the spread on that? Georgia, Vandy?
35.5, Georgia.
Good fucking God.
That is no respect.
Yeah, they should, but again, that's just too huge. Is that that's so big? You feel comfortable telling people to bet on that? They should, but
it's kind of in the stay away category.
Yeah,
I'd say stay away, man.
That's a stay away without a doubt.
Georgia doesn't like to score that many points.
Yeah.
What line is crazier? Georgia being favored by 35.5 against an SEC school, granted it's Vanderbilt, or UNC being favored by 49.5 against Western Carolina.
Oh yeah, that's ridiculous.
Wow.
That's dumb. That's a dumb number.
Yeah, that's way too big of a spread. Don't take that at all. They're kind of I see them as maybe equally kind of equal, to be honest.
Yeah, the
equal amounts of nutso to take.
The UNC one is just I'm amazed. I'm seeing a UNC football spread that's over 49.5. I would maybe
even with Western, who's 0-2 and sucks. I just don't. Yeah, I don't trust UNC to win by fucking 50 points.
Hell no.
And is it a bad sign that I only like favorites this week?
No, I don't think so.
You're doing it right, and you got to do. We're in the nut up phase of this week.
This is the type of year the rankings are out. People are issuing their resumes. So
right
under that logic, this is the week to back a lot of favorites.
Exactly.
Yeah. But don't back the Catamounts or Vandy.
Yeah, but what about? So we did have
UNC.
Our beloved program, Coastal Carolina. They had a showdown with the similarly feisty Liberty University. Unfortunately, Liberty's QB has COVID.
Yeah, it sucks.
That line is now at Coastal Carolina -10 with the new quarterback. Do you think Coastal's a good play here?
I obviously with the new quarterback, it's hard to say for sure, but yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I think Hugh Freeze is do not like saying it, but he's done an amazing job there, and he's not going to be there for long.
Yeah, his days are numbered. What can you do? But, the streak continues, and I don't think Cincinnati's on this week, right?
I don't think so. Are they? I didn't see. No.
No, I don't think Cincy or BYU's on. So we gotta back our sweethearts here.
The underdog darling. Yeah, we got to go Coastal Carolina.
Yeah, we gotta go Coastal just for our Cinderella fix. Like, Coastal till death. We're gonna, when this is all over, you, me, and Brian, we're gonna go do a college show at Coastal Carolina. We're eating Zaxby's before and after.
Hell yeah, we are.
Chanticleer community.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, that'd be great. No, we got to back one of the Cinderella teams, because if you don't have hope and dreams and believing in things, then what are you doing?
Yeah, that locker room circled. They circled number 14 and were like, "We're climbing that ladder. All right, we're going to do it."
Yeah, they're a motivated squad, and I got two more for you. Oregon on the bounce back, 10.5 points versus Cal. Are they turning? That's
10.5. I would take Oregon there.
Yeah,
if it was 10.
No, it's all. But you can always say that. There's always a half a point you want to take off of there, without a doubt. But
you can buy that too.
I don't think Cal is a disaster. I really like Chase Garbers, but yeah, they haven't been great. They haven't been as good as I kind of hoped they'd be so far. But even though, who knows? With this year, all bets are off. But yeah, I think Oregon, after that loss, they're going to be coming out swinging. Yeah, I think I'd take that one.
Yeah, Oregon there, and then Clemson 22.5 versus Virginia Tech.
Yeah, probably. Virginia Tech doesn't suck. They're not good, and also don't like a lot of the. I don't know. They're just not. They're whatever. They will score some points and all that. It's probably not going to look like the exact I don't know. It'll be similar to the Pitt game, I think. I don't know. Yeah, but you like that 22 again? It's up there where it's a little scary for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's in their conference. They're trying to make statements. They can put up 28 points in a quarter. We've seen them do it. And if their quarterly output is bigger than the spread,
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, 22 is just, that's only 3 touchdowns and a field goal, and Tech ain't going to do a ton. Yeah, I think I'm leaning. I think you might be swaying me, Joel. I think you might be right here.
And where this season, it's been kind of a top-heavy slate of teams dominating, and Alabama, Clemson, they're covering every week. Why go and you have the opposite version with the Cinderella powerhouses? They're covering every week. Based off last week where the favorites came out and they did great for us, I think we're going to back 6 favorites this week. So to recap, we'll be on Texas A&M. We'll -6.5 at Auburn. We'll be on Wisconsin. Get well soon, Penix. I'm sorry I didn't know that one.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be on OSU at TCU. That's hard to say. Iowa at Illinois. Florida at Tennessee. That's probably my favorite of the bunch.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Florida at Tennessee and USC, Washington State are, I think, the juiciest lines.
Well, the Iowa State one, again, it makes me feel like they know some shit I don't. When we got fooled on fucking Tulsa or whatever. But yeah, I think Iowa State's gonna. I like that one.
Oh, sorry, Iowa. We didn't really talk about Iowa State. West Virginia. West Virginia is visiting them. They're 7.5 point favorites.
Wait, Iowa State is?
Yeah, West Virginia and Iowa State 7.5.
Who did you say earlier is a 2.5 favorite?
Oh, Oklahoma State.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, okay. I'm fucking it up in my head. Iowa State 7.5 over who?
Over West Virginia.
I would stay away from that one.
Yeah, that's a definite stay away. Maybe West Virginia, if anything, if you just want to bet one underdog, and that will pair. So Texas A&M, Wisconsin, Iowa, Okie State, Florida, USC, and then we can give partial recommendations to Oregon and Clemson. 8 favorites. How about that? Aren't we the best?
Love it.
Hell yeah.
That'll work. You want to stick around for NFL picks or not?
Oh, you know it. If you want me to stick around, I will stick around.
Stick around. So bet and BetMGM Sportsbook, they are live for legal online betting in Colorado, Indiana, Nevada, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and West Virginia. And where can you get the best possible signing bonus for BetMGM, Brian?
You know where it is.
The Props Network, of course. Right now at the Props Network, you can get a 100% deposit bonus up to $500 at BetMGM with code WalkOn20. That's right. Just use code WalkOn20 or go to thepropsnetwork.com and use the exclusive signing bonus links for up to $500 extra bankroll. And then you will enjoy betting on one of the best sports books out there with great odds on every sport and industry-leading weekly promos like the Money Monday Club that pays you a $10 free bet every Monday, or College Hoops Underdog Insurance that pays you back up to $25 if your college basketball underdog bet loses. So try BetMGM Sportsbook with code WalkOn20 while offers last. Must be 21 or older to bet online. Do you or someone you know have a gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER today. Wow-wee.
You did it. So good.
Sam, I get your note about the headroom. My back is just hurt at the moment. I'm sorry. That's on me, my friend. I understand the note. We can make the headroom better. We'll end strong. See, this is a well-situated frame. That's me slouching. I don't mean to let you down. Sorry for giving you something to edit out, Brian.
Okay. What? We're keeping it.
Yeah, that goes well with the burger time. Okay, so my NFL picks this week. Where should we put our money, Eli?
On the NFL? Oh, all on the Dolphins, baby.
Yeah, all on the Dolphins. He's got a mysterious injury. We don't know what's going on with that thumb.
It's weird.
And I think there are two big stayaways on the NFL calendar. The Dolphins are in one of them. Under no circumstances should you bet on the Saints-Falcons game or the Dolphins-Bengals game. They're good lines. There's a lot of variables in the air for both teams. So on this slate, I like the Vikings this week against the tanking Jaguars. The Vikings pulled out a miracle win. They're in the playoff hunt against all odds. And then I expect them to take care of Jacksonville at home.
Yes.
Nice.
This is we talked about the Jags before. They're good, but I think the Vikings they're just a better team.
What's the line on Dolphins Cincy?
11.5. That's just too big. It's probably
good Lord. Yeah, fuck that.
It's right around 10 points. I think it's got 50-50 shot of going either way. And the Bengals, they looked a little feisty last week, so I don't really want to go against them against Miami.
Oh no, don't do it against the little
who's starting for the
little cats.
Who's starting quarterback?
Brandon Allen.
Yeah.
And
that sucks for Burrow, man. That really sucks.
It really sucks, but that's on the coach for not caring about the offensive line. He was totally at peace with Burrow just getting bashed all season.
Yeah.
So
you
got to work on your protections and your play calls. Next line, the Colts are 3.5-point favorites against Houston. In Houston looked a little too good last week. Will Fuller's out. He's the key to that offense. Colts look terrible against Tennessee. Tennessee just came out running. I'm going to take the Colts here, and I'm going to take their money line and tie it to the Vikings money line to get that to even odds.
Ooh, I like that.
Nice.
Yeah, Deshaun's playing good. And then, this one I love. I have the Browns plus 5.5 against Tennessee. We went in depth on this on Monday. The matchup leads me to believe it'll be a close one.
Yeah, really, Browns and you think Browns and again, I don't know NFL as well, but like Browns and I would have thought the Titans would trounce the Browns.
No, because they're both running teams.
Yeah. So with two healthy Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb, it's a whole different ball game against the Titans. So I'm excited about this slobber knocker.
Yeah, and it's a game where the clock's going to be running. I know the Titans score a lot of points, but if the Browns are able to get up in this game by 10 points at any point, that's really trouble for the Titans and their offensive line injury woes with a healthy Garrett coming back.
Mm-hmm.
And then, we have to enjoy this one. This is the 1 week we can enjoy it. Lions money line, the dead cat bounce of the post Matt Patricia era. You're getting it this week, folks. And the Lions, Matt Patricia never beat the Chicago Bears. He never beat Mitchell Trubisky. And this week, the interim coach, he's going to make it happen. And we are going to enjoy this Sunday because then we're going to realize that if we just fired these two 11 games earlier, we wouldn't set the franchise back 5 years.
Oh no! Hey, this is
shit.
it. This is this is.
I can see the chat. This is crazy.
Yeah, you can see the chat. You can see. I didn't know who Ryan Seacrest was, but I did.
You said
You liar.
you said wait. Who did you say you didn't know who Kelly and Ryan are?
Yeah, Callie Ripa and Ryan Seacrest.
Look, he knows all the names. Wow, look at that. But this, yeah, I am so excited for this Lions game. I mean, it's just going to be fun. They're going to let their
Man,
they're
that's
going to
not
be
said very often. Jesus.
just so fun. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have one great Sunday, and then focus is gonna turn to why's Taylor Decker got a 5-year extension? Why was Jeffrey would have picked 3rd overall? Like,
What's y'all's record?
we're 4-7. We're out of the playoff hunt. But if we did it before this year, it's just like the dragging out the idea of thinking you're competitive 11 games too long. You just didn't get out of a certain decisions. Like, you could have picked Tua, you could have picked Herbert, and now you're going to be picking 8th, and you're going to be talking yourself into Zach Wilson or Trey Lance, and I don't really like that for my franchise.
No, it's not good, and you just got to live with the lumps. Like you're gonna eat those contracts, and you're just gonna be a little bad for at least 3 years.
Yeah, and the one thing is, Zach Wilson, that Honolulu blue bandana is going to look pretty cool in Detroit. That's the only good thing happening in this franchise's future. Okay, so I think we made a lot of great bets this week. Eli, you feeling good?
I'm feeling great.
We're going to beat our 5-1. How about 8-0 this week? Wouldn't that be the wildest Wednesday of all?
I guarantee that's going to happen.
Guaranteed 8-0 slate. Brian, you hear that?
Whoa. I need to write this down. I'm glad this is recording because ooh,
perfection. We're chasing history, and Eli's discovering the chat room features as we are signing off. Yeah, you can chat. That is, and
right at the end.
We always have so much fun here on Wild Wednesdays, but we're back all the time. I'm going to be doing the Friday props drop with Steve Clark on Friday. We have a good track record there. I will have the professional gamblers picks, which I haven't written yet. I keep having ideas, but they're not the right idea yet. I'm going to get a good one for you folks, I promise. And then next week, we've got a great week. We've got a big show Monday. I hope we're going to be launching a new segment about college basketball. And then Wednesday, we probably have our best episode to date. You'll be back next Wednesday, right?
Yeah, of course. Why is it going to be the best episode?
Well, joining us on the pod will be the Sklar brothers to talk me through the experience of being a Michigan Wolverine. So we're going to have a good time doing that. And, if this is my first semester as a Wolverine, I need that talking to.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Are they going to hang around for the college football for the whole episode, or are they just doing a segment with you?
Yeah, we'll probably have to. We might have to arrange the pre-tape. Maybe we can all get together on that if we want to.
Oh no, I don't. I'll watch it. I can watch it afterwards. It's just cool.
Yeah, it'll be fun, and either way. I'll be getting some questions from you. So support Eli. He's got the Roast Goes podcast. Support Brian. He lives at 677 Vanderbilt Avenue, apartment 2R, and support.
Get out of my address.
Support the Props Network. We're giving you this gambling. We give you analysis. We give you laughs, and we give you our best every time we come out and play. I'm sorry for slouching. I didn't mean to ruin the headroom, but we have a great time here, and that ain't changing. For the Props Network and TPN the Walk On, this is Joel Walkowski walking off.